The Bloody Harvest seasonal content update for Borderlands 3 is just around the corner. We'll be getting a new area to explore, some new weapons and items, some new enemies to fight against, and much more. So in this video, I'm going to be covering everything you need to know about the Bloody Harvest update. So Bloody Harvest is returning from Borderlands 2. For those of you who didn't know, this was a small Halloween themed DLC that was pushed out in the form of a headhunter pack. It featured a new area to explore, 2 brand new quests, 2 new boss fights, and all new loot for you to gain. And it's now returning in Borderlands 3 and releases on October the 24th, which is in a couple of days from now, and will last all the way up until December 4th, so we do have a decent amount of time here to experience the event properly. Anyway, to begin, let's talk about the new area. The name of this new place is called Heck. Of course, this area is going to be spooky and Halloween themed, and in a statement from Gearbox over on their website, it states, "We'd like to share some more details about how this event will function once it's live. To participate, you'll need to have progressed far enough in the story campaign to have unlocked Sanctuary 3, which happens early on. While Bloody Harvest is active, you'll notice a peculiar newcomer aboard your ship, Maurice, a surprisingly friendly Saurian who can speak to you via a device of Tannis' own invention. As Borderlands 3 creative director Paul Sage explained during the Borderlands show, Maurice is your guide to all of Borderlands 3's seasonal events. So any of the seasonal events such as the Christmas event and so on will all be available through Maurice. Now when Bloody Harvest begins, Maurice will offer you a repeatable mission that must be completed in order to reach Heck. Maurice will kindly ask you to collect a certain amount of Hectoplasm, which is an item that drops from slain haunted enemies, and I guess it's kind of like a new currency in the game. And you'll encounter these haunted enemies all over the galaxy during the events, and you'll know them by their ghostly green glow. Anyway, once you have collected enough of this Hectoplasm, Maurice will then open a portal aboard Sanctuary 3 that will transport you to the creepy domain of Captain Haunt and his undead minions, and this is where you'll begin your journey on a new quest and some new spooky challenges to complete. As always, with new content updates on Borderlands 3, we can expect some new loot. This time, Gearbox is promising several limited time rewards that players can earn during the event. These include an Echo Device skin, a weapon trinket, a skin for each of the 4 Vault Hunters, which also apply to Moses Mech and Flax pets, and ultimately a global weapon skin to add to your collection if you dedicate yourself to destroying the undead. In addition to this, there's also new weapons and loot for you to farm, one of which was shown in the recent trailer and is a legendary weapon known as the Fearmonger. The version they had in the video came with the cryo element, and if we slow down the clip a bit, we can see how this gun works. It seems to shoot 4 elemental projectiles that kind of start spread apart and then meet back up in the middle and explode on impact. In addition to this, we also have the weapon view and level 50 stats for this. Now of course, these will all be subject to change depending on the variant or prefix you get, but as you can see, this variant comes with boosted critical hit damage, weapon shield capacity, reload speed, and also has a pretty big splash damage radius of plus 300. It also has the red flavor text, "I can't control their fear, only my own," which is a reference from 2016's Captain America Civil War movie.
Can't control their fear, only my own.
In addition to the new weapon, we also have a new grenade mod and shield that all play into the new Terror mechanic. Just to mention, Terror is essentially a new debuff that will occur when you come into contact with one of these new enemies, and it smears your vision in a mysterious mist and weakens your gun handling, accuracy, and spread. Now to counteract this new Terror debuff, we have new Terror-based modifiers for your weapons, shields, and grenades that come in the form of anointed loot drops. This will turn this new Terror mechanic from a debuff to something that will instead benefit you, and it's unknown at this time what those benefits will be. As expected, during the event, you'll be encountering some new enemies. In addition to the haunted enemies we talked about earlier that actually turn into ghosts once slain, we also have new Rack-O-Lanterns and other types of haunted enemies. Again, going over to Borderlands 3's website here, it states, "Once you've managed to stop shaking in your boots at the sheer spookiness of Heck, you'll have to fight your way through an undead army of Maliwan soldiers who are rising from their graves with ambitions of revenge. You'll also encounter freaky fauna, including flying, fire-breathing jack-o'-lanterns, and resist the urge to retch as you fight through a ratch-infested pit with rivers of blood running through it. So this is already sounding awesome, and who knows, we may notice a few more Halloween-themed creatures and enemies once the update finally arrives. It's time to talk about the boss fight. Now, only one boss fight has been mentioned so far, but if Bloody Harvest is anything like it was in Borderlands 2, then we may get a second secret boss fight we can come across. That's just me throwing out speculation there, that may very well not be the case, but talking about the initial boss fight we know of, he is known as Captain Haunt. In a statement from Gearbox it mentions, should you survive these blood-curdling battles, you will come face to skull with the Baron of Bloody Harvest himself. If you've been braving the many planets of Borderlands 3's story campaign, you might remember facing off against Captain Traunt, a gigantic Maliwan heavy soldier with some killer elemental attacks. Well, he's back, albeit a bit bonier, as Captain Haunt, complete with some spooky new powers. Any who dare to enter the domain of this monstrous boneheaded boss should be ready for one hell of a fight. And Captain Haunt himself will be in a special area of Heck, in which again you will need to collect enough hectoplasm in order to be able to fight him. I'm looking forward to this a lot. Of course, we all love fighting bosses in Borderlands 3, so it's going to be interesting to see what this guy has to offer. Now of course, I'll be doing full coverage of Bloody Harvest once it releases in a few days, so you can expect some weapon guides, maybe a few top 5 videos, some general guides on some of the new stuff and challenges, and much more. And to end off the video today, I'm going to play the new Bloody Harvest trailer that dropped a few hours ago. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.